The most recent F1 race, the Azerbaijan Grand Prix for those watching a bit later on, will go down as one of the best races of the season. We've had a surprise podium, an interesting development in the championship, and an unusual shootout for the final 3 laps. These moments make this race one of the most memorable to date, but none of them were the main talking point coming out the weekend, but rather the F1 tyre manufacturer Pirelli, due to the huge 2 tyre blowouts that saw Stroll and Max Verstappen crash out of the race at exceptional speeds. Today I'm going to try and ask and answer the question, what's the deal with Pirelli's tyres, and also, what's the solution?
And that as a result of buying Pirelli condoms this week, he now has 17 children.
On lap 31 of the race, Lance Stroll had an unexpected tyre failure that sent him hurtling into barriers at around 300 km an hour, and the exact same thing happened to Max Verstappen on lap 47. Both incidents seemed like freak accidents at first, until people realised that both times the driver faced a rear left puncture after running a similar number of laps on the white-walled hard tyres. Further controversy was drawn up when Pirelli found significant damage to Lewis Hamilton's rear left tyre, Pirelli claiming that this is because the drivers ran over debris. Fernando Alonso, for example, did a much longer hard tyre stint than Verstappen and Stroll, as shown by the graphic on screen now, but having 3 identical cases of damage with no visible debris on the floor arises well-deserved suspicion. Red Bull were the first team to complain about the incidents. They were speaking to the FIA during the red flag period, but this wasn't the first time that Pirelli have fallen under scrutiny from the teams and the fans, so let's look back at some of Pirelli's biggest controversies over the years. Last year, at the 2020 British Grand Prix, Lewis Hamilton, Valtteri Bottas and Carlos Sainz all experienced huge tyre blowouts, which led to Pirelli running an investigation as to why the tyre wear was so high for the teams. In 2019, Haas and a few others complained about Pirelli tyres being hard to get into the right temperature window. After the 2015 Belgian Grand Prix, where both Rosberg and Vettel had extremely dangerous high-speed crashes due to tyre failures, Pirelli were under fire but chose this time to blame the teams rather than take responsibility themselves. This led to even more controversy, obviously. And at the 2013 British Grand Prix, where 6 drivers suffered dramatic tyre blowouts, Lewis Hamilton urged Pirelli to act as soon as possible during the press conference due to the dangerous incidents. Pirelli do have a chance to redeem themselves, however, as from 2022 they'll be constructing brand new 18-inch spec tyres in accordance with the new 2022 Formula 1 regulations, and this is their chance to get back in the people's good books. They already construct 18-inch spec tyres for Formula 2, and there's never really been a big controversy about their F2 tyres. If their new tyres suffer the same failures that their tyres have faced for the past few years, surely they're on the last straw, however, and F1 have to start looking for new suppliers. Let's say their 18-inch spec tyres do face similar criticisms from the teams, drivers and the fans. What actually is the solution? Well, there might not actually be one. As much as we all might want a new tyre supplier to just swoop in, take the reins from Pirelli and give us brand new tyres that everyone loves, it's an extremely expensive and at times not worth it job to supply tyres for Formula 1. And since the end of the tyre war, Pirelli have been the only company able to show that they can do the job. If they were to leave the sport, the obvious names such as Michelin, Firestone and even Goodyear will be thrown around, but neither of those companies have showed any real eagerness to supply modern Formula 1, so we might just be stuck with Pirelli and their antics for years to come. That's all for today. Let me know in the comments who you'd like to see replace Pirelli, if anyone, and remember to subscribe before you go. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more.